I recently came across one study last week or so that found out, right, less than 50% of people are accurate in guessing whether someone is flirting with them or not. I thought it was quite interesting. So
Oh, that's quite interesting. Like, are there signs or anything that like even the signs are like they can't tell because they cannot get the signs, or is it just they don't know the signs, that kind of thing?
I think it's because they just can't really read when someone is really just into them or not. Which
Wait,
is
so what are some examples? Oh my God, I'm so interested now.
like I think if you are smiley and chatty to someone, right, they can easily pick that up. Especially for straight men. I think the data is a bit skewed lah, because I think guys can't pick up when they're being flirted with. That's why you get a lot of these like incel slash nice guys, right? Then they will text you like so constantly, and they expect a lot from you, but actually you're just being friendly with them, you're actually not in love with
Mm-mm.
them. Then later when you turn them down, when you friend zone them or whatever, right? Then they get very pissed off, and then they expected this to go somewhere, and they like thought, hey, I thought we were gonna be a thing, blah blah blah. But you hardly see the opposite happening for girls. Like girls won't really like read this as, oh yeah, maybe he likes me kind of thing. I mean it does happen, but I think for guys, right, we don't really pick it up as well as girls, because as soon as like there's female attention on us, like we be like, oh, okay, this girl must be she wants to smash or something, you know.
Yeah. Understand. Oh my God, so true though. Like, I think it, then they will think like, oh my God, you're leading me on, but actually you are just genuinely just being a very nice and friendly person. You want to make a new friend.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, so I guess
What do you
that's
feel about there's this saying, right, like that guys and girls can't be friends, because like
oh my
guys
God, that's
are,
thing.
yeah,
I
very like
personally
objective and like mission oriented, right? And then girls are like uh quite gatekeepy with certain things, so it's actually very hard for this dynamic to work. So what do you think about
I think it's like 100% not true, like based on my personal experience. Like I have a lot of guy friends that are like that I'm platonic friends with, and like I like just genuinely don't think that I will ever like see them in a way like more than a friend.
right?
Just based on personality wise, like I know that like based on our personality, we'll probably like, never be like a thing, or that I'll never develop feelings for them. And even if let's say at the start we spend a lot of time together, because let's say we're same CCA or like same class, that kind of thing, then maybe I'll be like, oh, this a nice fella to hang out with. But I think like I'm the kind of person that like, I think about it and like, yeah, actually no lah, no, I'll never be a thing with him, like I don't want to. So, and we are honestly like just so like great as friends lah. So
Mm-mm.
like personally, I don't think that that's true. And also like just like secondarily, not based on personal experience, I just think that like um I don't see any reason why like you can't be
Good.
platonic friends, because if you treat the guy as like a regular friend, as you treat a female as a regular friend, yes, maybe there are some things you don't talk about. Maybe there are some things you cannot share with the guy, or some things that you only share with the guy or only share with the girl. But I just think that all these things can be inherently platonic in and of itself. It's just, do you want to make it not platonic or not? Because I got a lot of people, like friends of friends, who were when like, yeah, I don't think like guys and girls can be platonic friends. Then I'm like, but that doesn't make sense, right? You live in a world where like there's like where there are, now more than two genders. But yeah, you live in a world where like there's guys and girls. Like it's just impossible not to have platonic friends. And it's just, what do you make out of that situation? Yeah.
Interesting. I
You.
kind of agree, but I think when
Mm.
it comes to less like meaningful relationships, right, and more like onto like physical and sex and all that, right, I think men are very permissible in certain like promiscuity or like um
Mm.
sexual attitude. So like if the girl is pretty enough, right, even as a friend, right, they would probably still would want to have sex with her. Or but then to date her is another thing. That's for me
Yeah,
lah.
correct. So my question
Yeah.
is then, are you saying like friends with benefits, no strings attached, or you saying like smash her and then like might have the feelings later on, that kind of thing?
I think relationships wise, right, guys would kind of have that boundary for that, because I would think girls are more gatekeeping in terms of sex. Like they are the one that approves of whether they are gonna let you have sex with them. But in terms of relationships, right, it seems like more so a guy thing. Like a guy is kind of expected to ask you, hey, do you want to be my girlfriend? Rather than the opposite way, right? And also I
Mm-hmm.
think when you talk about like friends with benefits, it's usually the guy that will kind of like, okay, you know what, let's be a serious thing. It won't really be like something that is led by females to kind of gatekeep. So I think, yeah, with relationships, probably less on the guys, but I think I can contradict myself because I got some guy friends, right, who are not into like hookup culture or anything like that. They just want a girlfriend, but they still keep on like going for girls that they know are not good for them. And they are also they usually tend to be friends lah with those kind of girls. And then they're like kind of chasing. It's quite like a hopeless situation. You can tell the girl's not interested. She won't even reply. They will have to double text, or they will have to send a few missed calls, and then like the girl will just make up some excuse to make her sound busy, right? But then the guys will keep on trying. Like it's the endless cycle of like getting validation from this girl, but she kind of feeds him it a bit. But like she's quite clear that she doesn't really want to do anything with the guy. But